I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to episode 27 of the BJJ Campaign Podcast. My name is Jeff Boone. I'm an A3, blue belt, one stripe.
This is Phil Kors, A2, blue belt, no stripes.
So today, Philly, we're going to talk about a couple things. Talk about an article, talk about upcoming competitions, and a little bit of what we did earlier this morning.
What did we do this morning?
We helped install the brand spanking new mats in the new Mooresville Fight to Win location.
I'd like to say I sucked on the mats in a whole new way with a vacuum.
For sure you did. For sure, you were on point though with that vacuum, really pushing the pace.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good time. It's always exciting. I think it was an awesome idea that our Sunday rolls would be there in Mooresville. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, very excited about that place. Excited for the folks who will be joining the team. So
it's a nice building. A little bit more of like a straight shot, long shot versus the kind of more square area we have right now, but looks really good. The way they patterned the mats with a nice looking deal.
Yeah, and it was 43 by 15 is what John said on the mat space. A pretty good amount of mat space.
Yeah, sounds right. I didn't hear what he said.
That's what he said.
But no, I'm excited for that. Nice building. I'm probably going to spend too much money at the Dunkin' Donuts right next door.
There is a Dunkin' Donuts right next door.
So that's not great for me. But other than that, it's good.
Did you realize how big you could get the coffees there at Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah. I've got one before. It's
giant.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you had like the
used to get
regular size.
Yeah. Just trying to be responsible.
Okay. It's your only vice, Philly. That coffee. So I don't know. And cookies, I guess.
That's true. So I told Yona not to tell you because you're kind of judgy, but I got a chocolate frosted donut. It was good.
Totally judging right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Totally judging.
Worth it.
Yeah, for sure. So great new opportunity, and for those that are in the Mooresville, North Carolina area, great gym opening up, Fight to Win. I highly suggest you go there to train. We will be.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yep. So moving on, what's coming up May 11th, Phil?
Jeff is defending the World Greensboro Championship from last year.
Defending my title? Dual title.
Yeah, that's right. Champ, as they say in the UFC. So, for the beginner, what are you in the over 60 division?
Over 60,
yeah. Okay, so
it's over 30, Phil. It's over 30.
It was a 400-man bracket last year. Jeff was the only survivor. No, but Jeff's got the competition coming up. Greensboro, US Grappling, submission only.
Yes.
So, looking forward to that. I've never seen Jeff compete. I watched the videos, but I did not make the trip last year. It was a little before my time kind of actually being active and stuff outside of just going to class.
I tried to get you to go, but you at that time had fears of traveling.
Yeah. I was working that day. It was obviously a super important day. I can remember specifically getting nothing done because it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I'll be there this time. Looking forward to it.
My first competition is a blue belt.
That's true. It was submission only last time too, right?
No, it was not submission only last time.
Was it US Grappling though?
It was US Grappling.
But it wasn't submission only?
It wasn't submission only. Yeah, last year was...
Yeah, because I remember you won matches on points.
Yeah. I did get 3 submissions of the 6 matches.
Mm-hmm.
But
two flying triangles.
2 flying triangles, yeah.
So I remember that.
We'll post that.
Yeah.
No flying triangles, folks. That doesn't. A triangle is suspect at best anyway. So I'm not going to be flying into those.
Kimura.
Yeah.
What else do you have? Choke?
Rear naked choke.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the guy tapped to pressure.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that was your first like competition since wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's funny. Right now when we're talking about it, I'm getting nervous. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because the day of, yeah, I'm nervous just like everybody else. But it really, it's just, I've been that way even whenever I was wrestling in high school,
Yeah.
and stuff.
So when you wrestled, how often you would have a wrestling meet?
Yeah, wrestling meet. Mm-hmm.
Like weekly, right?
It depends. So like weekly we'd have matches like duels and tries, meaning other teams would come in, and then on weekends we would have bigger tournaments, right? So yeah, I mean I think I wrestled my senior year. I think I had 60 some matches.
Yeah. Over like 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
4 months.
Yeah, I think it was 4 months.
But you would still get nervous
Every time.
That's interesting.
Every time.
It
Yeah.
just becomes part of the routine.
On the verge of throwing up every time.
Really?
Yep. Yep. But then whenever I'm out there,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't know why. I do. It's it's that fight or flight mechanism within you. That's why we get nervous, right?
Sure.
Because we're going into, our body thinks, our lizard brain thinks that we're going into a death match, which basically we are.
See, that's what I like so much, that I got submitted in like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Right? To walk out, embarrass myself, just get submitted immediately. I'm glad that's over with.
Yeah.
It already happened. So
Yeah.
don't care if it happens again. It
No.
wasn't that bad.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the great part is last year I competed at it's called super heavy, which is 202 to 215.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I was really cutting weight hard.
I remember that. Yeah.
Really, I had to lose 12 pounds in the last week. To
I don't
do
think
that.
I've ever done that.
The good news is I weigh 212 pounds now.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about cutting weight, which is, I think that's, I know that's beneficial for sure. So I'm looking forward to the submission only. It's for blue belts, it's 6 minute. Did it say?
Should be 6 minutes, yeah.
6 minutes, but I think it's in US Grappling. I think you go until you get to submission. I don't think there's any overtimes in that. Submission only.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super good point by you. I thought it was 6 or 8 minute rounds.
No, because that's their normal with the non-submission only.
Yeah, it makes sense.
6 minutes.
No,
But
then according to what I've heard, there's no time limit. It's
No time
Yeah.
from what I understand, it was DeAndre Corbet, that really badass black belt from Virginia Beach area. Him and Thurman
Green, I believe.
Green, I think, had a 90-minute match. That's what they said.
On the last podcast we had.
Huh?
On the last podcast.
Did we say that?
Yeah, Boomer said that on the last podcast.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's right. Wow. Yeah, I forget things, Phil. I'm old, man. I'm old. I forget things.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll guarantee you I will not have any 90-minute matches.
I would require a bathroom break in the middle of the night.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to tap the bladder. So.
Tap the bladder pressure. Internal bladder pressure. That's great.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. But, that's crazy. 90-minute match.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's going to be your strategy. What's going to be your game plan going in?
I'm not sure if I'm competing on the 11th.
You're competing.
But it's going to be pull guard and just play close guard. Mine doesn't
Shocking.
change. Yeah, mine doesn't change. What do you think other than single leg?
No, I think I'm going to pull guard.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't matter, right? I mean,
pass.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to pull guard, try to sweep. Probably, shocker, going to go for a Kimura right off the bat on every single one.
Yeah. You going to do gi and no gi?
No, just gi.
Okay. I figured.
No, just gi. And I'm not going to do absolute like I did last time. I don't feel the need for that.
I feel like it's going to be the same guys.
It's not going to be the same guys for me.
Because is there another division above you?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
class?
215. So it's super heavyweight, which is 202 to 215.
Yeah.
And then ultra heavy, which is 215 and up.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll think about it. I might do that. It's just so late in the day, that it's not projected for the blue belts to go till 5.
I can't see that being the case.
You don't think?
I doubt it. I've never seen a competition go that late.
Well, white belts are scheduled for 6.
Yeah, Naga was that way too. And then we got there. And there wasn't enough people, but this might have more people.
This is definitely going to... That's why I like doing this one, because it pulls from the Richmond area, it pulls from Virginia, from North Carolina, South Carolina, and even some Tennessee people come to this one. So that's one of their bigger ones, which I kind of understand it being in Greensboro, kind of being, in between all that. But
yeah.
I would think that Charlotte would be bigger than what it is, but it's not for US Grappling.
I don't know why. Because US Grappling was in Concord? I remember doing one.
Yeah, US Grappling came to Concord, the Concord Cabarrus,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's great. They run great tournaments. That's where Samantha Seth was my rep for almost all of my matches.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You talking about that. That's crazy. It's
Yeah.
funny now.
And she missed a call. I'm
Yeah.
not bitter about it, obviously, because it's
No,
been a
you
year
definitely
ago.
let it go.
I've definitely let it go.
Let it go.
It was a takedown. It was fine.
You don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah.
So.
But I just think just to go back to the reason I'm rationale for pulling guard, because I do like takedowns. I'm okay at them, and I just think that you expend too much energy. I feel like I expend too much energy and too much risk going into a takedown, as opposed to pulling guard, where there's very little risk.
Yeah.
And I don't even care if somebody pulls guard on me. I mean, that's fine too. Whatever.
Yeah. Trying to skip the awkward fight for the takedown.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not worth it, I don't think. Again, I like takedowns. That was the game plan that I followed in that last US Grappling was to take him down, pass guard, and try submissions, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
With every opponent. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it more.
Planning on going to Charlotte?
Yeah, for training leading up to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna hit every Saturday between now and we've got 4 weeks away, right? So next 3 Saturdays for competition training, because a bunch of the folks from our Charlotte school is going to be competing. Obviously, I wonder if Lee's competing in black belt division this year.
I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
So, are you planning on doing the during the week competition classes, or just continue?
Man, as my schedule allows. I mean, it's kind of a busy time at work. Been doing a lot of traveling during the week, so I'm gonna obviously wherever I'm at, I'm gonna be training. And then I'm just, whenever I go into any other school, I'm just going to do competition training, but not let anybody know. So I'm just going to go 100.
Yeah, that's
the whole time.
Yeah,
that's probably.
So you get invited back.
It's terrible. Don't do that, folks. Do not do that.
Okay, I'm surprised that you would say pull guard. I don't think it's a bad plan.
Well, I was surprised
that it's your plan.
Yeah, I was surprised that I thought it. I was surprised that was my plan, but it just, again, the risk and the of the takedown and the expenditure of energy. I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. There, I don't think it gets you. I don't think it gets me any more advantageous. I'm very comfortable, playing in guard or open guard or whatever. So, I mean, obviously, if somebody's better than me, they beat me, then so be it. That's what competition is all about. But yeah, I mean, I think it, right or wrong, it is going to be the game plan, and it's going to be fun. I'm actually, now that I'm talking about it, I'm kind of looking forward to that now.
Yeah.
Prediction: I get at least one flower sweep. That's my prediction.
Safe prediction.
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah. Probably try to pull the guy's arm across.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. Or just go straight for the Kimura if he puts his arms down.
From the closed guard?
Yeah. 100.
I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
You are being sarcastic there. Very sarcastic. I do that all the time.
Yeah. I usually just pass your guard so fast.
Obviously.
So.
Because you're a guard passer. Well,
yeah.
That's what you do.
Don't know if I've ever even been in your guard before.
Mm-hmm. Not for long.
You just get swept. I mean, you just pass the guard immediately.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. There's going to be anxiety. There's going to be nerves, but that's all part of it, man. And that kind of transitions us into one of the other topics that I wanted to talk about, and it was Jiu-Jitsu Times article. It says the title of the article is "Do Competitors Have a Responsibility to Protect Each Other?"
And that's the intermission. I have to change topics.
Yeah, that's what we use now every time on my phone. Yeah. So, do you have the responsibility to protect your opponent?
What did you think of the video that they used in the article?
I mean,
I don't like that you don't see before.
What?
Like, I don't like that I can't see before. I don't like where the video started. The video starts with a guy getting up. The guy on the bottom is acting almost like the match is over, and the guy on top is standing up like he's about to re-engage. So the guy on the bottom clearly thought he tapped. I get that from the video. I don't like that I can't see when tapping would have occurred or what position they were in, And the guy on top stands up immediately like he's going to re-engage. So the guy on the bottom took it as there was a fake tap. Where he tapped, stood up, and the ref didn't see it or whatever. So the guy let go, and then he really snaps his knee, basically, 20 seconds later. I'm not good with leg locks. From the comments, a lot of people were saying it looked like the guy didn't know what he was doing, so there was no need to snap like that. He didn't know how to defend it or whatever. Then it was more ignorance. So I would have liked to have seen how the tap worked. I can't ever say that would be worth it, even if he did do that, Like,
first off, I mean, what kind of jerk fake taps?
I don't know.
I mean, what kind of jerk would you have to be? I mean, I hate to kind of be crass about it, but it sounds like he kind of got what he deserved. With that, I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe it will happen. I haven't competed all that much, but every time, whenever somebody taps, you let them go. I don't wait for the I don't wait for the referee to come in and stop me.
Whenever
they tap, I let go.
That thought has crossed my mind. I think it was on a triangle or something. In one of the matches, the guy tapped, and I let go, and I just kind of like looked up at the ref because I was like, "Oh, did he see that?" You know. But the guy who tapped is acting like he tapped. You know, like he's it's over. By both people's body language, it's super clear. Even if he didn't see the tap, everybody knows what just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen somebody.
And you would think, like, that's such a stupid move because everybody's filming their matches.
Yeah.
Right? You can clearly see if they tap.
Right. Yeah.
That's a jerk.
Both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I do. So, and I know this, competition, like, Tex Johnson, in the lead up to a Fight to Win, he, in their promos and stuff, he said, I'm taking legs with me,
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I've heard people say stuff like that, like, but not.
Sounds tough.
No, I mean, like, I hear people say that, like, just in talking about a position. Like, if somebody gives me the arm, I'm taking it home with me,
Yeah.
And it's never personal. Maybe that one was personal because it's a super fight, and they know. Like, I'm not going to Naga Charlotte knowing who I'm competing against, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a little different. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't think like I said, I've never seen somebody do that. Like, tap and act like you didn't tap, other than maybe a kid. I could see kids doing that.
Sure. Yeah.
But I've never seen an adult do it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a kid do it either. But even if that was the case, I still can't see trying to intentionally injure over it. It's just, it's never going to be that important to me.
No, but the thing is, and like the author said, I can't remember who the author of the article was, but like the author said, he said whenever that's happened before, where someone has really fought the position and maybe got out once or twice of the submissions before, that he knows that he's really going to have to put it on.
Yeah.
In order to get the submission. You know what I mean?
So I think those are two different scenarios.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Agreed.
I always go to about the same place with an armbar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, armbar from the guard comes up a lot with the way that I roll.
Sure.
Sure. I always go about to the same place. And I don't take it farther than that because I have pretty good control over the arm. That if they fight it, I can then fight harder.
Sure.
But it would never be try to fight all the way through first for me. It would always come to a point of control first, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, position before submission.
I could see the appeal in or the logic behind just going all the way, and it's their responsibility to tap. But I don't even know if I could. I don't know if it would ever be instinct. Because there's a lot of the armbar, it's like I'm not thinking. I just go to that point, and then I stop. I don't know if that changes.
Yeah. I know, and I was thinking about that too. One of the Kimura that I got in that tournament was, I was controlling it. I could apply I didn't have to rip the Kimura. I just applied it very controlled. And he tapped, right? That was it.
I think that's a different scenario. I've had Kimuras put on me. I'm relatively flexible.
Yeah.
That I've tried to move around with or reposition the rest of myself to line back up on my shoulder or whatever. Yeah. If I get hurt doing that, then I don't believe that's somebody trying to injure me. I think that's me pushing the boundaries, and I'm doing it to myself. So I've never felt like somebody put on a submission that I didn't have time to tap. Other than my foot.
Yep.
My foot, I had no time. It just happened.
Yep.
And even that wasn't intentional. That happened so fast. It was clearly a freak situation. But, every other every other time it's been like I've had plenty of time. Like people will hold it and let me figure out essentially that I'm stuck.
Yeah. No, agreed. And good point too is the only thing for, I think that brown black belts can do other stuff, but like knee bars and stuff. But the only thing,
I think knee bars are legal.
no, they're not. I just looked at it. I looked at the rule set for US Grappling.
Okay.
So, purple belt, blue belt, white belt, no knee bars, just straight ankle locks or foot locks, as people like to call them. That's the only thing legal for the legs.
Okay.
And wrist locks are legal. And it didn't say wrist locks were illegal for white belts, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Oh.
Because they were illegal last year. Because I remember Nick was in my corner coaching, not Nick Sprita, Nick McAlpin. I was in the corner, and Nick Sprita was there too. But and he said, the wrist lock's there, and Nick goes, don't wrist lock him, it's illegal, the other day. It's like, oh. So I'm glad I didn't, because I do like the wrist locks.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they'd be illegal.
At white belt?
Yeah.
Illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
That's weird.
Yeah. Oh well.
Have you ever had a situation where you felt like you had to put a submission on faster because you feel like they're going to fight through it? Because there's certain people you know aren't going to tap. Like, even if you put them in a bad spot, they're just going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting.
I mean, in a competition, then I'm going to take it to the furthest point I can before I hurt somebody. And that's just me. I'm not ever going to intentionally hurt someone, whether they're going to tap or not. It's not worth it. You know, if, like you were saying, if in the scramble they hurt themselves, that's on them. But mm-hmm. It's not worth it to me for mm-hmm. that. I don't, I'm not worried about my wins losses record.
Yeah.
It's
in the article he mentions too that like he had a foot lock or whatever, and the guy went to spin, or heel hook I think, and the guy went to spin out. So and he spun, he broke it.
Yeah, the wrong way.
You can't do any that's not. Again though, that's not intentional, and the video looked like it was more. Like he really just grabbed it and cranked it on immediately because he thought of the fake tap. So I don't know, I'm super competitive. That's never happened. I don't know if I would, change during the situation because I like to think I'm pretty calm. And most of the competitions I have not been calm. So obviously there's that. Also, I like to think I would never do it, but without actually being in the situation, I guess you never know. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's that important.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it comes time, and I've thought about this, and it's really probably one of the only reasons that I'll probably only compete once or twice a year, and that is, obviously competition, the gains you get from the preparation for competition are substantial, and they're, it's a good way to improve your jiu-jitsu is to do a competition and prepare for a competition. Not actually in doing the competition, but just preparing for it. Mm-hmm. But, at my age, what's more important? If I get injured in a competition and I'm off the mat 6 months, how much does that preparation help me as opposed to the damage or the detriment of being injured?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
also
I just don't want to be off the mat.
I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on this a lot because I don't think I've done anything different for any of the competitions. Necessarily, like training wise. Just because there hasn't been stuff to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil trains competition training every day. Every day. 100.
But I mean, like,
all the time.
So if I was going 3 days a week, and I was like, oh, I'm going to compete in a month, I'm going to train 5 days a week.
Right.
You know, that would be, in my opinion, different. Or like trying to do specifically competition classes or just competition roles. I haven't done that. So for me, the competition benefit has been match experience and just more self-control of pre-match anxiety and all that other stuff. That's been my greatest benefit, because every time I go, I'm a little bit more calm every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were really calm last time.
So that's been my greatest benefit. I don't, I pulled guard horribly and got ankle locked in 20 seconds.
The worst guard pull I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, you folks can see it too, because we've posted the
Yeah.
match up on our Facebook page.
So I mean, I learned something there, but I haven't really changed how I train. It's 5 days a week is pretty consistent for me, because if I go much more, I don't feel well, and if I go much less, I don't feel well.
True.
It's
No, I get it, man.
I 4 to 6 is probably the range I'll get, where I average 5 days a week, and that's just what it is. So if it was, I guess, some huge competition, I could see probably trying to do morning classes and stuff like that, but I just, at 5 days a week, I like how I feel, and I like how that's 2 to 5 hours a day of practice and learning.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I mean, that's that's similar. That's my schedule too. I don't want it, because my recovery's good with the the day off in the middle of the week, generally on the Wednesdays, and
because last year I think you did pick up your training where you did Charlotte stuff and maybe more days a week, but I don't think you dropped it really down much after that. You stopped going to Charlotte.
Yeah.
But I don't think your hours per week declined.
Yeah, because I really I overtrained going into the meet last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did too much. I did too much with 2 days and stuff. I won't do that again. I mean, 5 days a week and do that. Having those killers at Charlotte beat me up every Saturday, pushing my cardio and stuff for the competition training. That's going to be my competition training day. The other stuff's just training. I'm going to do the same thing that, like you said, same thing that I do all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah. Oh, did you probably didn't see it because you're not friends with her on Facebook, but Derek's wife Kelly got her first stripe on her white belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's another person.
For those listening, Derek was intrigued with jiu-jitsu after I started jiu-jitsu, and he got into it. Man, he's doing great. What is he? Three stripe?
I think so. Last time I saw him.
Yeah, 3-stripe white belt.
Yeah.
He comes to our Sunday rolls. Good friend, and he absolutely loves it, and she does too. The kids, their 2 kids, their 2 girls are in jiu-jitsu as well, so it's a whole jiu-jitsu family. Training with Mark Kukro, Harrisburg. So
I think he just posted that his daytime class has more women.
Yeah, I saw that. That's great, huh?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. And just to got to give a shout out to AJ Klingerman and Jen for
Beauty and the Gi.
Beauty and the Gi.
It's a good name.
It's a great name. Great podcast. They were so much better at podcasting starting off than we were.
Well, that's what she does.
Yeah, no, but she was just better at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, check it out. Check out their podcast. It's
a cool
great.
perspective. Yeah, I was telling people about it because it's the female point of view, which I don't know of any other one.
Yeah, I don't either. And for those listening, you don't have to be a female to listen though. If you're a male, you can listen. They allow that.
Check with them first. No, it's cool to hear. I'm curious to see of things that I can't even consider, because it's not going to cross my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's why I like having I'm going to have more women on the podcast, but I like having women on the podcast because, man, honestly, I don't feel like I train any different with the women we train with than with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so I like getting that I like getting that perspective of what they're thinking, and well,
you're hyper aware of not trying to overuse strength.
Right.
You
Yeah.
You try very hard not to, and it's difficult because like I'm rarely the stronger person.
Yeah.
But I can see how advantageous that is, you know?
Super.
When it's like, oh, I'm kind of close to this position, guess I'll just take it, you know? That's a little different than having to be a lot more exact all the time, where it's like, that's close, but if I go for it, they're just going to roll me, you know? So you do, I think, a really good job. There was another guy, Burton, from Charlotte, who I
bigger guy.
liked rolling with him a lot because he was hyper aware of, you know, he weighs probably easily 50 pounds more than me, you know?
Yeah.
And he's not just throwing that around in a stalemate. We're actually getting into a bunch of different positions and then training, you know, not competing essentially on a roll. So I think you do a good job with that.
I had to really make a conscious effort at that because I didn't do a good job in the beginning, and I noticed that my technique was shit because I was using more strength and technique, and I'm like, it was probably 3 or 4 months in, and I'm like, I cannot depend on strength. That's not going to help, and so that's why I think it is advantageous not to be the strongest one in the room whenever you're doing jiu-jitsu, because I think that you potentially could suffer if you're not cognizant of the fact that you have to use technique rather than strength. And you know, it's like, you know, whenever I'm rolling with Ashley, you know, she's a lot smaller, but if she puts something on right, you know, it works. You know, it works.
When it goes back to like, it's better to, because you're always going to have it, you know?
Yeah.
When you need to use the strength, it's going to come up, and there's going to be times where it's a tiebreaker or it's a cheat to get out of something when it's really necessary. But if you're just using it all the time, what's even the point of training? Because it's like, just, you might as well just lift weights, because you're not trying to do jiu-jitsu, you're just trying to, you know, win, essentially.
Yeah, that's right. Conversely, I will say this, Bernardo Faria did an article on using strength, because whenever he was coming up in Brazil and training, they were, you know, his training partner, one of his training partners was always complaining that he was using too much strength.
Right.
Whenever he's doing,
I saw this video.
Yeah, Bernardo Faria, really good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Faria?
I think it's Faria.
Faria, okay. He's the happiest man in jiu-jitsu too. I love watching his videos. But, you know, he said the only time, and I think this is not talking about, you're talking about people of equal strength, not someone who's overpowering someone. That's kind of the context of what he framed it in to me. So he said his professor told him at the time, the only time that you're using too much strength is if you gas out. Then you're using too much strength, and I buy that. I think that
makes 100% sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so yeah, if you're gassing out, you're using too much strength.
Yeah,
you know,
that's why I love 8-minute rounds. I'd rather.
Me too.
A big part of my strategy is waiting for other people to get more tired. I try super hard to be able to go at a pace that, number one, allows me to turn up the intensity whenever I want or need to. And
or when opportunity arises, yes.
Yeah, or be able to go for 30 minutes if I need to. It's I feel like it's easy to go super aggressive for a 5-minute round, get up, huffing and puffing, I need a round off. You know, that's...
By the way, folks, if you're doing that, it's a jerk way to roll.
You know?
Just letting you know.
I roll hard with some people, but it's never after one round that I need to take a round off.
And I'm not saying for the new people. I'm not saying for the new people because believe me,
there's no way to be in shape for that before you're doing it for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you've been rolling for a couple months and you hit 1 5-minute round and you're like, I'm done. I need a round off. I'll be back after.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not because the other guy is stronger or more athletic or younger or whatever. It's probably has a lot to do with what you're doing. But
yeah. So reevaluate. If you're doing that, reevaluate and don't do it. Just change the way you're doing it.
It's because I love 8-minute rounds because people.
I'm with you.
If they're gonna go put everything you have into stopping a sweep or not letting posture get broken or whatever the case is,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put everything you have into this one motion or holding me in side control for 4 minutes, and then usually there's 1 minute left. So if I can recover the guard, I got, 40 seconds to work. Well, now it's, you used everything you have, I recover guard and I have 4 minutes.
Yep.
And you're tired. That is when I like that, that's a big part of my overall strategy. So
yeah, 100%. I agree. I think it's super important that you all the time. I mean, you just think even like whenever we're rolling with John he's never ever even exerting breathing hard or anything, and that's the way you should strive to roll. I mean, that's how it shows. Obviously, at some points in time you have to turn up the intensity. It's tough. Sometimes you're going to do that, but yeah, I totally agree with you. In control, long rounds, longer rounds is better.
Yeah.
It really, when you're tired, it's important that your technique's on point. And that's
breaking posture obviously was a shitty example for me, but there's times where I spend like 3 minutes trying to pass somebody's guard.
Yeah.
And I'm working pretty hard, but trying not to work harder than I have to or harder than I can maintain.
Right.
And then it's like when I finally pass the guard, I like having time after that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. No, I totally agree. So Phil, tell folks how they can support us. BJJ Campaign Podcast.
Come roll with us.
Yeah. Train with Campaign. That's going to be one of ours.
It'll be a thing. It is a thing.
It is a thing.
People do it.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Blowing up on Instagram.
Twitter. The website. Mm-hmm. All of those are bjjcampaignpodcast.com or Facebook/BJJ Campaign Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, same thing. So follow, send messages, talk to Jeff. He likes talking.
Weird.
Do all the fun stuff.
Yeah, and I would also say this: if you like us, leave us a review on iTunes or whatever podcasting app you're using.
Subscribe to the podcast.
Subscribe.
That's been a thing on Jocko's podcast.
Subscribe.
People message like, I've listened to 165 episodes and I'm not subscribed.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Subscribe to the podcast, and also if you like the podcast, like what you're hearing, probably someone who does jiu-jitsu. Let them know about the podcast. Let them know about BJJ Campaign. We're trying to grow this, get this out to as many people as we can to build our empire.
That's right. And when you come across stuff where you figure out you just did a stupid thing and you're like, oh, wow, that was stupid. Can't believe I didn't realize how stupid that was. Tell us, because that's the kind of stuff that we did that we probably haven't covered yet or forgot that we did. Or sometimes I just black certain things out, like how Jeff sweeps me sometimes. I'm like, man, it never happened. I do that with a lot of things, just push it down. Never happened. So if you have a fresh one, just remind me of the mistake I made.
According to Phil, I've never flower swept him.
No, never happened. I can't believe
42 times.
Can't believe he's confident enough to try that competition.
But yeah, so if you're not out there trying to do something better each and every day, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. The ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Yeah, that's the way that it goes. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.